Alrighty, so today let's get stuck into the Bridge Road Freetime Pale Ale, one of my all-time favorite beers for the year. So if you've listened to the recent podcast, you're going to know a little bit about it, but today we're going to get into what it tastes like, who it's for, where you can buy it, and all the rest of the amazingness that is this beer. So let's go. Alrighty, let's do it. I have the Bridge Road Freetime Pale Ale here today. We are going to get stuck into a glass of that, and I am going to give you a rundown of everything you need to know. Look at it, how beautiful is that? Golden, amber, a little bit hazy, beautiful looking beer. And just comes up really nicely in the glass. Look at that, deep golden, a little bit colorful. Can't wait. Okay, let's kick off with taste. Now, for me, I find that the Bridge Road Freetime Pale Ale, as you already know, is one of my favorites. It has a great kind of array of flavors, and it kind of builds in a few different ones that you really get to enjoy from those traditional alcoholic pale ales. Now, in the beginning, you're gonna find a nice bready malt, so that kind of underpinning malt that gives you that really nice base of flavor. And on top of that comes a range of hops. So for me, I found two kind of streams in there. So the first stream came from those citrus-based hops, so you had a real nice bunch of fruitiness. And then on the back of that was a really great level of piney, resiny freshness. So you kind of combine the bready malt into a citrus profile and a beautiful resiny freshness to finish. Now, wrapping all of those kind of flavor pieces up is a really nice balancing level of bitterness. So it's not too light and it's not too heavy, but you do get a really great level of bitterness that is perfect for the way that this beer is kind of flavored and pieced together, because it rounds it all up, gives you a beautiful finishing note, and is just something that I really enjoyed having at the end of each and every mouthful. Now, from a weight perspective, so a viscous weight or a body weight in your mouth when you're tasting it, you're gonna find that this one does have a really good level of weight and actually feels like a traditional beer. And I'm laughing because I've had a fair few lately, and this is one of the ones that I've given out to people who have then come back to me and said, wow, I never knew that this is one which is actually gonna be this good. Like, I wasn't expecting anything from it. So it's one which is really a well-weighted beer and gives the drinker that kind of feeling they're drinking something that has alcohol in it, or it really has a weight to it, a substantiveness to it. So for that reason, it also gets big thumbs up and a big tick from me. Now, if I was to kind of be really nitpicking with this one of the things I would note that if you are used to kind of those high level carbonated beers, something which is a bit more spriteful or vibrant, you are going to find that maybe the carbonation is a little bit lower than what you might be used to. So if you're used to something which has a really high level of carbonation or a really kind of vibrant and bouncy feel to it, this might be a little bit lower than what you are expecting from a carbonation profile. But beyond that, I have no complaints about this one and nothing else to really flag with you guys, because it is overall a great tasting beer and something which I would highly recommend to a lot of people who are looking to come into the scene, because it just gives you the ability to give them a beer which has all of the great things around a pale ale. So again, one which is well worth trying and getting on your radar. Okay, let's hop across to who this beer is for. So if you love a fruity and vibrant beer which has a really wide citrus profile, even a tropical profile, I reckon if you enjoy one of those XPAs that is a little bit tropical, or something which is a little bit more flavorsome with a fruity nudge to it, you are actually gonna love this, because there are so many different fruits in there that I just don't think that there is anyone who loves an IPA that is not gonna be all over this one. And the reason I'm so confident is because I've given it to so many people who don't drink non-alc beers, and they're stunned. They're actually like, I just love seeing the faces on these guys when I give it to them. And they're like, oh, it's gonna be rubbish, it's gonna be useless. And you give it to them and they are all over it. So for me, I think this one is definitely for any IPA, XPA, or pale ale drinker. And again, if you're a pale ale drinker who prefers an English pale ale, the bitterness here is there, but it's not gonna be as whacking as that from maybe a Big Drop pale ale or something similar. So keep that in mind, but overall, it is one which will suit any ale drinker, and I'm pretty confident that most people are gonna love it. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. So if you ever try this or you've tried it already or given it to your friends, let me know down below in the comments. And if you think it is going to be a hit with everyone, hit that like button and I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Okay, so where are we picking up our cans of Bridge Road Free Time Pale Ale? So overall, I picked mine up wherever I can find it. So I've actually sent Dad some via the guys over at Craft Zero and Brunswick Aces. I've picked mine up from Dan Murphy's as well. So there's a whole host of them out there, and Sans Drinks of course is another option for you, which is a super big retailer that you can get your own from as well. So there's a whole host of options and I will put all of those links down in the description below. And for my international mates, if there are any options out there, I will put them in the description for you below. But if they're not there at the time this goes live, I'll keep it updated and I will keep you in the loop of any new additional retailers selling it as well. Okay, let's have a look at the nutritional profile of the Bridge Road Pale Ale. Now, for me, I find that it has 22 calories and 2.3 grams of sugar per 100 ml, which is in that upper range, but again, it gives you a little bit more of a body to be able to contend with and have a really great level of mouthfeel as well. Now, from a full can perspective, that will land you with around 78 calories and 8.2 grams of sugar per can, but at under 80 calories, it's not really gonna break the bank at all. So if you're looking to get through a non-alc option, which has a beautiful taste and a low calorie deficit, this is one you wanna keep on your radar. Okay, so let's chat about when and kind of where to drink it. Now, if you've read the review over at tipple0.com, if you haven't, not to worry, I'll put that link in the description down below. But if you've read that review, you're gonna know that I've been drinking this pretty much everywhere. So I've drunk it with a family dinner or a family lunch and gathering. I've had it kind of in the park. I've had it with some spicy food. I've had it with literally everything. And for me, if I had to really choose one, I find that this just is perfect for those long lunches, those long afternoons where you just want to have a beer after beer after beer and then still be able to drive home. Like, it's just an amazing option for that sun enjoyment, chill out, and still be able to go on about your afternoon after you've eaten your heart's desire out and also been able to have a few beers as well and really just enjoy the afternoon without any of those drawbacks. So for me, it is one which works perfectly in any situation, but specifically in those long afternoon lunches. Now, I will just have a word around how I drink this one. Now, wherever I can, I love to pour it in a glass, but it by no means needs a glass. This one is perfect out of the can and it does amazingly directly out of the can because it has that level of resiny freshness as well as those beautiful hops in there. You are going to get a lot of flavor straight out of the can. But as you may have heard over on my reviews, I do use the Spiegelau Craft Kit. And it is one which I really quite enjoy using as it does allow me to kind of dial these beers up to 11, 12, 15. And in this instance, it is one which is beautiful in the pale ale glass. And as you can see, there are some kind of nifty features here where you have the ridges on the bottom which help open up the aroma profile and some fancy pants laser positioning down the bottom which help open up the carbonation as well. So by no means do you need a glass for this one, but the pale ale glasses that help direct the aroma straight to your nose are well worth it in my opinion. I'll leave a link to the description down below. Now you can check them out as well if it is something you're interested in. Okay, let's wrap up the Bridge Road Free Time Pale Ale. Now, this one, if you have heard anything I've had to say across any of the platforms, over on the website, over on the podcast, or just this video, you're gonna know that this is a big A+ beer for me and I absolutely love it. Now, I've put it on the channel super early because I want you guys to be able to get out there and try all of these options ASAP and get across all the amazingness they have to offer. I will say this one is available cold in a range of different options. So I get it from Dan Murphy's cold, but I've also seen it cold in a couple of other retailers too. So jump out there, give it a go, and I hope you love it. But in the meantime, check out a couple of the other videos I've got going, and hopefully you find yourself some more amazing non-alc options. I'll see you soon.